Hi, and welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to our podcast, Bloody Good Besties. I'm Gabby.
I'm Shada.
And I'm Millie.
And we talk true crime. I love true crime, Millie likes true crime, and Shada hates it. So it's a nice combo when we dive deep into different true crime cases. Before we get to that, I would like to point out our new mug collection if you're watching on YouTube. And if you are watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe and comment. And if you're listening on Spotify, give us a 5-star review. Wasn't that nice?
Super nice.
If you want to give a 3 or a 4, just don't bother, go away.
No Halloween decorations, which is really sad.
Which is really sad.
In a few weeks, there will be Christmas decorations, which I'm really excited about. 1st of December, Christmas decorations come up. Anyone who does it before,
You're crazy.
I was going to do that before, but only because I'm away for so much of December, I wanted to actually see it.
oh, you're a freak.
You want more of the vibe.
I want more of the vibe because I'm away for so long.
As long as you're not one of those people that leave it up after December.
Oh, no, like,
That really is.
no, New Year's, we need to go. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not going to be next episode, it's going to be the episode after that.
So it's boring for now.
Soz.
It's still pretty.
Thank you.
Our studio. Does anyone want to say something before I begin? Anything to report? Anything funny to say? Any fun facts?
I've won. If anyone has played Fortnite, there is the Simpsons version out, which is so good. Shaydar is my tag if you want to play.
Do you want to spell it out?
Sheydaar. Shaydar.
A little plug.
That's all from me.
Really?
I mean, I do what she does. So, Millie kills with a Z.
Yeah, Millie's not very good, but it's all about having fun.
That's actually out of order. I killed more people than you in the last good 2-3 sessions.
After how many games?
We're not going to talk about
Ready. Before there's another murder.
Well, in that case, trigger warning.
Wait, what's yours?
What?
You got something fun to say?
You missed my pun. I said trigger warning. Trigger killing.
Ah. Choo choo choo.
Do I have anything fun to say? No, really, no. I've got a trophy mug.
Because you're a trophy.
Because I'm a trophy. Wife to be.
it. In 2026, potentially.
Let's not talk about that. That's some personal business.
It's not an offline conversation.
That's not.
Cut that bit out.
That's not making it to the episode. That's bloopers for Instagram. Anyway, on that note, trigger warning. Right. Trigger warning. This episode includes description of child abduction, violence against minors, and murder. Please listen with care.
Oh, God. Okay. All right.
I already don't like the sound of this one.
Petaluma, California in the early 1990s was the kind of place where people still left their doors unlocked and neighbors waved from the porches. Nestled amongst Sonoma County's rolling hills, it was a peaceful, tight-knit town that seemed immune to the violence of the outside world. It was the kind of place where nothing truly bad was supposed to happen, until October 1st, 1993. That night, Polly Klaas, a 12-year-old girl with the bright green eyes and an infectious smile, was hosting a slumber party. Her mother, Eve Nickel, worked hard to provide a stable home for Polly and her younger sister. Polly was known for her warmth, creativity, and love of acting. She'd recently played Dorothy in her school production of The Wizard of Oz. At around 10:30 p.m., laughter spilled from Polly's bedroom. The kind of carefree giggles that flowed through the air during a 12-year-old sleepover. Then the unthinkable happened. A stranger stepped into the world and turned a childhood sleepover into one of America's most infamous crimes.
Oh, my God.
Also,
Okay.
it's 1993, so this is one of the cases that we're looking at ish recent. But it's not. I feel like it's close to age.
Right. The stranger moved through the side yard in silence. The night was warm, the windows cracked open to let in the breeze. The Klaas home, like many in Petaluma at the time, wasn't barricaded by alarms or double locks. It was a place that trusted the world. As the man approached the house, he saw a glow coming from a second window, Polly's room. Curtains swayed lightly with the flow of air, and one panel hadn't fully closed. The window was open just a few inches, and that was enough. When the man dropped down into the bedroom, he was suddenly just there, a full-grown man standing in a room filled with costumes, stuffed animals, and childhood innocence. The girls froze. For a heartbeat, their brains couldn't reconcile what they were seeing. A stranger in their inner sanctuary. The knife in his hand caught the light. Quote, "Don't scream," he said. His voice was low, controlled, calm. In seconds, the mood shifted from make-believe to terror. He ordered them to lie on the floor. The giggles vanished, replaced by silence so sharp it seemed to vibrate in the air. He promised not to hurt anyone if they did as he said. He used strips of cloth torn from bedding to bind Polly's two friends and covered their heads with pillowcases. Then he took Polly.
Sorry, to clarify, how old is Polly?
12.
So he tied up the friends, put pillowcases over their head, and then he took her, like abducted her.
Took Polly, yeah. Yeah, this one's hard for me. The intruder was Richard Allen Davies, a 39-year-old career criminal with a record stretching back to his teens. He spent most of his life in and out of prison for burglary, assault, and kidnapping. Just months earlier, he'd been paroled from California State Prison, a decision that would later provoke national outrage.
Every time.
Every time.
This makes me
Every
rage. Every time.
This is a lot now. This is getting stupid.
Honestly, I feel like every time we're going, why he's been released, or they had a really short prison sentence, or something dumb like that.
Crazy, right?
Okay.
So I love how it says a decision would later provoke national outrage, and you were just outraged.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
But does this? I'm assuming we're going to go into what he was in prison for.
What do you mean? It just said
He was
burglary, abduction.
Abduction.
Yeah, so it was prison for burglary, assault, and kidnapping.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they're quite hard things that you've done. So why not in prison? Still.
Honestly, like you're not safe to. Obviously, you're not safe to be out with other people.
No.
There you go.
Okay.
So when Davis climbed through the Klaas family window, he wasn't just a thief in the night. He was a repeat offender walking through the cracks of a broken system. And I think it also goes back to what we've had in other cases, that the system at that time was broken. You know, like when we discussed the Birdman case, the system was fucked.
I mean, this is what I'm saying, but that's like decades before. We're in the 90s now, and the system's still broken.
Birdman was what, 70s, right? And he went to prison around that time, yeah, 70s. So
It's sad because all of this stuff could have been prevented.
and it happens in so many cases where this could have been prevented if the law did its thing or people said something. There's always something that could have been done to prevent this, and this is why certain laws then happen, like we've spoken about why there's CCTV in certain places, because something bad must have happened in that place in order for that thing to happen.
Yeah, and kidnapping also is like you're a bit messed up to kidnap someone.
A child.
You'll see someone scream and like what you went to prison for. You'll see people react, and you're comfortable doing that. That is not rehabilitation. That is death chair.
Here we go again.
Let me tell you.
Capital punishment yet again.
Bring it back.
Get it, Teddy.
Okay.
Watch episode number 3, so the previous episode when we discussed capital punishment and
And the choky.
Oh no, that was episode 2, wasn't it? That was the Richard Speck episode.
I'm telling you, bring back this box, put them in a box. I don't understand why this isn't a thing.
Put them in the box. Episode 2. Watch that one. Right, so the search begins at this point. So after Davis fled, Polly's friends managed to free themselves and wake the mother. Eve Nicol immediately called 911. Within minutes, Petaluma police arrived, and they issued an all-points bulletin for possible kidnapping. What do you mean possible? That's the first thing. When I read possible kidnapping, I was, come on. And by morning, luckily, the FBI was involved. So it was quite quick, probably because of the child. So the community mobilised like never before. Flyers with Polly's face, her wide grin, her bright eyes appeared across the country. Volunteers searched on foot and horseback. Television networks broadcast urgent pleas for information. Even actress Winona Ryder, who grew up in Petaluma, offered a $200,000 reward for Polly's safe return.
Big amount of money.
In the 90s as well.
Yeah.
So that would have been way more now. I don't know what the exchange would have been, but way more now.
Sorry, so he would have he's targeted her, right? It seems like he's like picked this person.
At the moment, what we know from the case is that he saw a window open, he saw a light in the window and the window open, and he struck.
He quite literally saw a window of opportunity.
You just don't know who's in that window, which is why I'm saying, was it premeditated or not?
Why don't we carry on and find out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, girl.
The case dominated national news for weeks. It was one of the first child abduction cases to grip the nation in real time, aided by emergent 24-hour news coverage, but despite massive search efforts, no credible leads surfaced. Unknown to investigators, the night Polly was taken, Davies had already drawn suspicion. Just hours after the abduction, a woman named Dana Jeffe, or Heffe, not sure, I think it might be Heffe, who lived 25 miles away in the countryside of Sonoma County, called the police about a strange man whose car was stuck in a ditch on her property. He appeared sweaty, nervous, and disheveled. 2 deputies responded, questioned him, and ran his name, Richard Allen Davies. They found an outstanding parole violation, but unaware that kidnapping had occurred in nearby Petaluma, the alert hadn't yet been broadcast. They let him go after helping free his car.
But they didn't check the car?
So that was hours after.
And he broke his parole.
Yeah. They found an outstanding parole violation and they let him go. He should have been arrested at that point.
What the actual hell?
Another point, he should have been arrested.
You're going to search his vehicle if you found an outstanding parole.
Another thing on top of that is that, well, we've spoken in the other cases, they weren't aware of the kidnapping happening in another camp or like nearby.
No comms.
Because police weren't talking to each other back then, and we've had it in the other case. So 2 things that should have not happened at that point.
But you know what's sad? The only thing I will say is them police officers probably just thought, oh, like, whatever, like, let's not cause a big deal, let's just leave him be, and then, like, you probably will live with that regret for the rest of your life. I do feel bad for that. I think that's quite sad.
Yeah.
For them, too.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, so obviously I don't want to say if she was or wasn't in the car.
Okay.
Oh, hell.
But she wasn't in the car.
She was or wasn't?
No.
She wasn't.
Okay.
So they wouldn't have found her anyway?
No, but he should have been arrested anyway. You know what I mean? And then could have searched the car and probably found something in the car.
Oh, hell. Oh, hell. Okay.
So that encounter could have changed everything. Had the deputies known, Davies would have been arrested that night. Instead, he drove into the dark and Polly's trail went cold. 2 months later, the connection would resurface in the most tragic way imaginable. On December 4th, 1993, police received a call from a local man who found a piece of cloth and child's ballet leggings near the same property where Davies had been questioned, so where he was pulled over. Investigators returned to the area and began searching on foot. A few hours later, under a piece of plywood near a grove of oak trees, they found what everyone else feared, the remains of Polly Klaas. The body had been left in a shallow grave. The autopsy revealed she had been strangled shortly after being abducted. The news devastated a nation that had held on to hope for 2 long months. Within days, attention turned squarely towards Richard Allen Davies, the man who had slipped through the crack that same night. So at that point, then the police would have known.
Okay, so you're saying when they got to him and should have arrested him for the parole, he was in the midst of, or just had dumped her body?
That's why he was probably there. Most likely. Because then they found the body near that area and had cloth and the leggings. So his car was in the ditch, so whether he drove into the ditch by accident to drop her body or something's happened, but he was there to get rid of her remains at that point.
So fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
People are so fucked up.
Honestly, I can't even I dread to think what you want with a kidnapped 12-year-old, but yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, I really don't like this one either. I don't like any of them, but anything to do with kids is just...
Kids are innocent.
Honestly.
Kids, animals, and elderly people just hurt me the most.
Don't know how I feel, but depends. I don't want to get into this whole debate, but some old people are grumpy. They're not.
Yeah, but not to get murdered.
You're bare grumpy, so you get mad.
No, but no one should get murdered. Full stop.
Yeah, no, I feel because they're more vulnerable. They're less able to defend themselves. Like animals are less able to do it. Like I think for a puppy, they're less able to defend themselves, and some people really mean to dogs.
Sad faces. We put in sad faces if you're listening on Spotify. Right, so Davies was arrested on November 30th, 1993, after a palm print lifted from a piece of binding in Polly's bedroom was matched to him. Investigators had tracked him to his mother's house in Sonoma County, where he was quietly taken into custody. When officers entered, he didn't resist. It felt as if he was expecting it. According to one detective, Davies looked up and said with unsettling calm, quote, "You're here by the Petaluma girl, aren't you?" End quote. That's like a confession, in my opinion.
Also, he just doesn't care about it at all. Like, you hear about
I
that?
don't care. Well, he's already been to prison for it, hasn't he? But now it's murder, I guess. So.
He was taken to Santa Rosa Police Department, where FBI agents and local detectives began the interrogation. At first, he denied everything. He said he hadn't been near Petaluma, and his run-in with the police near Cloverdale that night was just, quote, bad luck. But when confronted with a mountain of evidence, the palm print, the matching fibres, a witness who'd seen the car, his composure began to crack. After hours of questioning, he sighed deeply, rubbed his face, and said, quote, "All right, I did it, but it wasn't supposed to happen like that," end quote.
How was it supposed to happen?
It's so cash. It's too cash. Honestly. Put him back in the box.
No, you do what? No, let people throw rocks at you. That is the answer.
He said he bound Polly's two friends, covered their heads with pillowcases, and took Polly with him. They drove north for nearly an hour before he pulled off on a dirt road near the town of Cloverdale, which is there where the car was. There, he claimed Polly began to panic. Quote, "She started crying and screaming," end quote, Davies told the investigators. Quote, "I didn't know what to do. I just reached around and choked her until she stopped moving. Then I laid her down and covered her up," end quote. He admitted to burying Polly's body beneath a piece of plywood and brush.
Just like that.
Just like that, gone.
Just like
Just
that.
like that.
Nothing.
Took her.
That's someone's life.
Yeah, took her just because, and then because she was screaming, he strangled her.
But for what reason? What reason did you take her?
Let her go.
I swear to God.
I don't know also what you're expecting from a 12-year-old. Are they not going to scream? Like, they're young.
To me, it's why'd you take it in the first place?
That's my point. Why did you take her in the first place? I don't understand. For what reason?
So Davies told the investigator he intended a robbery, and he said he did not plan to take Polly, though his statements varied. When he asked why he took her, he offered no coherent reason. Sometimes he said he wanted ransom money, other times he claimed, quote, he wasn't thinking straight. Investigators later noted that his answers were evasive, self-serving, and lacking emotion. So he was basically lying, because he was coming up with all sorts of stories.
Yeah.
So actually, they don't know why he took her.
Well, I dread to think why he took her, but...
But also, to Shader's point, if he just saw glow in the window, he didn't know there was going to be a child there.
He was trying to burgle. It's like moment of instant.
Are you thinking sexual abuse?
Yeah, I dread to think, yeah. Like, if you see, like, okay, I get it. Like, he sounds like a pathological liar. He sounds like he is a psychopath, because if he's lying and evading and none of his stuff is adding up, like, realistically, he probably saw an opportunity. Like, yeah, he probably did go there to, like, rob some stuff, saw an opportunity and took that opportunity. Otherwise, why didn't you take the friends? Why didn't you kill them then and there? Why are you taking a 12-year-old girl for what? For what?
Because you still could have robbed because you made the other girls be quiet.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't even rob, though. You didn't even take nothing other than a 12-year-old girl. So you didn't go there to rob that.
I also don't think you just go into these, like, if you're going to do something for ransom, there's a plan in place.
Yeah.
You'll have some form of structure set
Yes.
up to go, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how much money, and this is how I'm going to communicate that, and
How's
here's
it
how I
going to
don't
be wire
get,
transferred
here's
to
how I don't
you?
get caught, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
I don't know what he said.
What did this little prick say? Yeah, I'm so mad.
She's proper stressed.
Honestly.
Quote, yeah, I saw it, end quote, he said when he asked about the national search. Quote, didn't make no difference, she was already gone, end quote. He said during questioning as well, quote, I was pretty well toasted. The next thing I basically remember is driving down the road. I had her in the front seat, got turned off some road. What the F was I was going to do now? End quote. He also said, quote, if I let her go, I'd be going back to the joint, end quote. And when police asked if he touched her, he responded, quote, no, not that I remember. I don't think I did anything to her, You guys soon find that out, end quote. First of all, not that I know.
Yeah, come on. That's my point,
He just doesn't give a shit. There is no remorse in any of it.
So listen to this now. I feel like you guys always say something and then I'm about to read it. So you just said remorse. Perhaps more chillingly, he said after killing Polly, he drove to a friend's house, drank a beer and fell asleep on the couch.
They ain't give a shit, yeah.
I don't get it. How does a human do that? How does humans have feelings? You have get it. Some people are less emotional than others, but there's got to be something in you that goes, nah, this isn't right. This is not okay.
I feel like some people don't have that moral compass, genuinely.
Well, they don't. Psychopaths don't. That's it.
And he obviously is a multiple offender. He's done a load of time. He's kidnapped. He abducted, the same word.
Yeah.
What else did he do? Burglaries and assault. Come on, like you've got violence in you. You've got no morals. Like you're gonna reoffend, and that's the whole point. Why are you out then?
Yeah.
If you have been to prison multiple times for violent offences, because all of those are violent offences, why are you out? Period. Full stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guillotine. Right. When detectives asked why he finally confessed, because obviously he was woolly the whole time, right? He replied flatly, quote, because I knew you'd get me eventually. You always do, end quote. The confession was corroborated by physical evidence, so Polly's hair and fibres were found in his car. Shoe prints near the grave matched his boots, and fingerprints and palm prints matched those from the scene. Like, it's closed and shut, like it's him, right? Yeah. They probably didn't even need a confession because they had the man and they had all of that. They didn't need him to confess, but that made it closed and shut, right? Open and shut, sorry. The confession ended a 2-month nightmare, but for the Klaas family, it also began a lifelong ache. So his trial began in January 1996. Bear in mind that happened in 1993, and the trial began 3 years later in Santa Clara County after being moved from Sonoma due to intense media coverage, which makes sense. Mm-hmm. He still needs to have a fair trial at the end of the day, because they could always appeal that he didn't get a fair one. Mm-hmm. So the prosecution built a meticulous case, weaving together forensic evidence, confession, and his criminal past, which is lengthy like a fucking receipt. Or you can eat buffet. The defense attempted to argue, this is beyond me. How can you be a defense attorney, lawyer, whatever you want to call them, of someone who does anything to kids? That's what I don't get. Like, how do you know, I know it's your job, But you know he's done it. You've got all that evidence. You know he's killed that little girl. How are you going to sit there and defend them?
Defense lawyers are also often psychopaths or narcissists that only care about themselves and money.
But sometimes you're court appointed. You have to do it. I would just be like, oh no, I forgot my questions today. Oh, I'm a rubbish lawyer.
Or have this
I think
so
evidence.
like, how do you allow something so morally wrong to happen? Especially because you hear, I don't, Anyway.
So the defense attempted to argue that Davy's life of abuse, neglect, and substance addiction had damaged him beyond repair. That he wasn't inherently evil, but broken. He was broken. That's why he did it.
If I met him, I'd break him.
We'd break him.
Crazy.
It didn't matter. The jury saw through it. I mean, how could you not? Come on, like.
Too much evidence.
Also, no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
So two wrongs don't make a right.
Back in the box you go.
Swear.
Solid confinement. What did you say? One by one box.
One by
Like
one
the
box.
choking.
They literally stand up their whole life. No entertainment, no windows, no nothing. What is in prison? They have like TV and pool tables and all.
They've got Xbox and everything.
No man, you stand in a box.
As the verdict neared, Davis stunned the courtroom with a final act of cruelty. He made an obscene gesture by raising both middle fingers at the courtroom cameras after the verdict was read. Then he claimed, falsely obviously, that Polly had told him she had been sexually molested by her father, Mark. A malicious fabrication meant solely to hurt those who had already suffered beyond measure. It was a full-on lie. Didn't happen.
Horrible.
That is, and you know the media would have covered that as well. Like, that is horrible.
That's a definition of dick move. You just try and be a dick.
Putting salt in the wound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
For what? For what? For what purpose? Like, why?
back to your remorse thing.
Don't give a fuck.
You're going to hear this next story. And then in 13 years, he was released again.
And killed someone else.
Kill someone else.
Media articles described it as a final outrage against the family. His remarks were intentionally malicious and hurtful towards the victim's family. The jury deliberated for 2 days. Also, why?
Why are you deliberating for 2 days, please? For what?
Literally. Well, I guess it's a fair trial then.
I'll be coming back in 20 minutes.
I reckon they were trying to plead insanity. So maybe that was the
So
debate.
what one person in that bunch of jurors would have been like, oh man, I kind of believed that he was insane.
Well, potentially.
That's
that,
all right.
that maybe is probably the reason.
What needs to be, you need to agree.
I just headbutted that person and said, shut up and sit down.
Right? But that doesn't make it fair.
It does. Majority rules.
Losers. Okay. So 2 days, on June 18th, 1996, they found Richard Allen Davies guilty of first-degree murder, kidnapping and burglary. Also, first-degree means you've planned it. So on August 5th, 1996, he was sentenced to death.
Yeah.
Guilty. He was transferred to San Quentin State Prison, where he remains on death row.
Have you seen that film Get Hard? They fucking saying quit them. I was in there with Kevin Hart.
Am I keeping this or am I
I
cutting
don't know if
this?
that's the most appropriate time to say that.
Watch Get Hard. Kevin Hart. Very funny. Very funny.
Oh my god. There's a time and place, Shed. I'm gonna cut this out. Anywho.
You can keep it.
Where he remains on death row. Again, my point in a previous episode. Why is 1996 is 2026 in like 4 weeks' time?
Mhm.
He's still in.
Do you know what? I've actually
Unless he died since that, I don't know.
so sorry for the family, because not only is this idiot still alive, this motherfucker, but it took 3 years to get him into a courtroom anyway. So for 3 years, they have zero justice, zero confirmation, zero anything. That this family's just like having to relive this whole thing for 3 years before he even got into court, and this dickhead is still alive.
He's still alive on death row.
Is that his picture?
That's him right now.
Oh, he looks like a creepy Santa.
I'll put it on the screen for
That's
everyone
ruined
to see.
Christmas.
So Polly's murder obviously mobilised the whole nation, sparking outrage over parole policies and repeat offender leniency. In 1994, California voters passed Proposition 184, the, quote, 3 strikes law, mandating life sentences for offenders convicted of 3 violent or serious felonies. It was a direct response to the Davies case. Because, like I said, he had those violent offences, and that was actually 3 of them. He should not have been out after that 3rd violent offence.
Yeah.
So technically, Polly should have been safe.
Yeah.
But because they didn't have that law in place, he was out, which is fucking mental. That's why now it's not the case, because since then they've got this 3-rule strike in America.
Okay.
Well, at that point in California. I don't know if since they've probably passed it nationwide.
Yeah.
Probably. Her father, Mark, became one of America's most vocal child safety advocates. He founded the Polly Klaas Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to helping find missing children and supporting families in crisis. The foundation pushed for better police coordination, national offender databases, and eventually helped influence the creation of Amber Alerts.
That's nice.
For anyone who doesn't know what Amber Alert is, I'll just go quite quick explanation. So it's in the US, and that stands for America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response. An Amber Alert is a public notification system that disseminates information about confirmed child abduction to help locate and safely recover the child as quickly as possible. It uses multiple channels, including radio, television, highway signs, cell phone notifications, and internet alerts to spread description of the child, suspect, and vehicle within minutes of the abduction being reported. So you just get automatically on your phone on the motorways all the information about what happened, because that would have saved so much time when they found his car.
Yeah.
Obviously, she was gone at that point anyway.
Yeah.
Because she was killed within
You
hours.
find him sooner.
But he wouldn't be able to have that beer and fall asleep.
The case also changed how police handled child abductions. Rapid multi-agency coordination and instant communication between jurisdictions, both majorly lacking in Polly's case, became the new standard nationwide. It's just sad that something big had to happen for that to happen. So, where are they now? So, as we know, Richard Davies remains on death row in San Quentin with no execution date set. California has not carried out an execution since 2006. And all of Davies' appeals have been denied. He has never expressed remorse. Mark Klaas continues to fight for victims' rights and missing children through his foundation. Eve Nicol, Polly's mother, largely withdrew from public eye, but her strength and openness in the aftermath of the tragedy inspired millions. Petaluma still holds candlelight vigils each October. A park was named in Polly's honour, and every year community members gather to remember the little girl whose story changed America. The murder of Polly remains one of the most pivotal solved true crime cases in US history. It was a tragedy that reshaped law enforcement practices, redefined public awareness of child abduction, and ignited legal reform. But beyond policy and procedure, Polly's story stands as a reminder of innocence lost and the community's resilience to the face of unspeakable evil. Her name endures not as a symbol of fear, but as a call to action, to protect the vulnerable, to reform what's broken, and to never again let a monster slip through the cracks. The end. Which is nice, because actually everything we've spoken throughout, because we've mentioned every single one of those things. We've spoken about the vulnerable, we've spoken about the reform, and never letting someone slip through the cracks. We've literally mentioned all of that throughout. So I'm glad we've picked up on it as well.
That was a horrible case.
It's different, because I think the other cases made us, or you especially, uncomfortable. This one made us angry. Like, how the hell is this even possible? Everything could have been avoided.
It's just such an innocent child.
For nothing.
I think the worst thing is they're having a cute
At home. You're at home safe. You think you're safe because you're at home.
in a nice neighbourhood. They said no locking of windows.
That's what I'm saying.
I get that.
Honestly,
You would never expect to Yeah.
It's messed up, man.
I actually don't have much to say
That's right. I feel a bit sick.
after this. So I actually don't know what summary to say here. I think
we call it a
I
day.
think we call it a day. Like, let us know what you think. I guess we'll see you next time. I feel very down.
I'm so angry and like stressed at the same time.
There's nothing good to say here.
What a dick. He should have died. That's it. Should be dead.
In a small box.
In a small box.
Watch Get Hard.
Watch Get Hard.
And lock your doors and windows.
Lock your doors and windows.
See you next time.
Bye.